What's good, YouTube? It's Rage Rail. So in today's video, I want to show you guys this not gun. I want to show you guys this full house normal wide mini scheme in Madden 23. So if you enjoy this video, go and drop a like on the video right now. Go ahead and sub and turn on post notifications on. So I am in the Cowboys offensive playbook. Again, I'm in the Cowboys offensive playbook, and by the end of this video you're going to fully understand why I say that this full house normal wide can be one of the most versatile formations in the game if you have hot route master, but you don't need it, okay? But you'll see as the video goes along what I'm saying. But anyways, I really do hope you guys do enjoy this. And also, if you guys are curious about any of my ebooks that I do have a website, allthingsmadden.com. You can find about 15 different formations on there that's already made and ready for you to buy, and it's automatically uploaded into your account once you purchase. And if you want to have a custom formation, so if you want me to make you a full house normal wide ebook or something, or if you wanted a week pro ebook or whatever you want, I can make that for you on the website. You will just need to request it. You go to my personal ebook section and you'll send me a request form, and normally I'll get it to you inside your account in about 48 hours at the most. So if you're curious about that, go ahead and check out the website, allthingsmadden.com. The link is in the description. But anyways, moving forward, there's actually a lot to this formation, but I chose Hot Route Master for a reason, and this is just if you want to maximize this offense. I believe the best way to do it is excuse me, where's my brain at? The best way to maximize this offense is to have Hot Route Master, but I also believe you can use Slot Apprentice and you can get the same results, or you can use Tight End Apprentice. You know, it's just if you want to maximize it, I suggest you use Hot Route Master. But first and foremost is personnel. Now, all I did is went inside the fullback position on the depth chart, and I subbed in my second running back at fullback. Now, when you do that, it's going to automatically put your running back here. But as you can tell, you don't have to, because you can actually just come in here and select the running back if you want to, and you're more than welcome to do that. So first and foremost, this is how the formation would typically look. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna just show you the run plays. I'm actually gonna put some of the run plays in here, because the only pass play we're going over in today's video is going to be this PA middle. But I need you to understand how to maximize this formation. So how I personally would do this formation, it just depends. You'll understand once the video gets done. But what I'm gonna do here is come out in PA middle, and most of the time when you come out in this style of offense, you're gonna get a heavy set defense from your opponent, which means 3-4. You're gonna get some 4-3, 4-4, 5-2 style defenses, maybe some 3-3-5 wide or cub, or 3-3-5 normal, but you won't get much of this. And if you get this defense in particular, there's something we can do to make your opponent not want to be in that defense, and we'll talk about that here in a second. So what we're going to do here is go to cover 4 drop. Now, there's a couple cool things about this formation. So when you run it with normal personnel, meaning you have 2 wide receivers, we have 2 running backs, and then 1 tight end. I know I suck at clicking around, but we have 2 receivers, we have 2 running backs, and we have 1 tight end. So what we can actually have access to, we can have access to Strong Gauge Pro, we can have access to Strong Gauge Slot, we have access to Weak Pro, and then that's it. Now, quickly, I just want to take you through these run plays. So halfback slam, I just want you to see how they react. Now, I have the world's worst run stick in the game, okay? Keep that in mind. I have the world's worst run stick. So I just simply want to show you some of these runs, show you how you can flip them to different sides, and they're typically your standard run. Now the counter is actually a pretty good counter play in the game, because they're going to drive that star D tackle. Normally people have star D tackle. They're going to drive them completely out the play. But those are the 3 base run plays. Now, what's also cool, and the reason why I just kind of slowly went through the run plays, there's certain things you can do with this offense that you just can't do with others. So we can actually have the ability. So let's say we put in another tight end, right? So let's say we wanted to put in a tight end right here. So now if you look at personnel, we actually have a it's going to change here in a second. I think I gotta click into it and come out. Okay, so notice now we have a 2 tight end, a 2 wide receiver, and a 1 running back set. So now what that means is that now, just from subbing in the tight end, we actually have access to different audibles. So now we can go to gun wing stack, we can go to single back wing, we can go to any formation in the game that has 2 wide receivers, 2 tight end personnel. So you can even, if you have like a split close, if you're doing like a custom playbook, you can actually go from full house to split close, you know. Or if you're playing MUT, you know, you can actually just, you know, if you have 2 great tight ends, two great receivers, you're a split close runner, you can actually go from under center and you can audible to split close, you know. So those are things that you have access to, if that makes sense. So I think that's really, really important. Now, what we also can do is we also can, if we want to play around with personnel, if we want to, let's say you really want to run the ball, you actually have access to putting alignment in here. So this is more of MUT style, okay? I know I said MUT before, but this is more of MUT style right here. So let's just say you wanted to be toxic and you have two offensive linemen with abilities, right? You could take those two offensive linemen with abilities, you could put them here, and you know, if you wanted to add extra abilities, you can do that with this offense. And then now we actually have, let's just go to halfback slam just because, and then let's just go to something with 3-4 out, right? So now what we can do is we have two offensive linemen in here, and if you have receivers that can block good on running, or if you want to put your tight ends out here, you definitely can. But you have the ability to do those things, and now just kind of look at how those holes are way, way more open because we actually have offensive linemen now. So, you know, cool things is you could flip this play too. Notice how I just flipped it with the analog stick, and now I can run it to that side. I'm going to go halfback smash, and notice that I can run it to this side if I want to, or I could come and run it back to the original side. And, you know, there's so much things you can do. So notice how that lineman right there is actually going to block that linebacker a lot better. And it's cool because you get to do those certain things. So now the coolest thing that you can do is you can actually go from, I'll show you here. You can actually go from full house. You can actually go to actual goal line right here. So if you look at goal line, it's a 2 running back, 3 tight end personnel because number 41 is a tight end. See, he's a tight end. So what we can do is if we want to go from full house to goal line, what we can do is we can actually put our tight end here. We can put in another tight end. We can put our running back on this side right here. I personally like to do my running back on this side. So we could put our running back here, and then we could take 72, and then we could put our starting offensive, we could put a tight end, doesn't need to be starting, doesn't matter who you put right there. And then from here, we can actually throw our third string tight end here, second string tight end there, and our third string tight end, which is this guy, we could throw him there. And now what we can do is we can come out in whatever we want. You know, our opponent's going to just be seeing full house basically. So they might come out in, you know, who knows what they come out in. So from here, if we see a defense we like, we can actually audible down. So for example, what I was trying to get at is if you notice your opponent is a person who plays defense, like they love to play 3-3 cub, right? And most of the time people are going to have safeties. And don't worry, I'm getting to passing concepts. Don't worry, I got y'all. I promise I got y'all. I just hope y'all are still following along with me. But I hope you guys do appreciate this. If you don't, let me know and I won't do it anymore. But I like to try to be as realistic as possible when I give you these style of videos. So let's say your opponent wants to come out in, let's just say cover 3 drop, because it's super common defense that people love to play. And let's say they wasn't paying attention, right? They didn't notice your personnel. So look at our personnel. It says 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Now that might change since we did personnel swaps, because what it might say is 3 tight ends, 2 running backs, you know, no receivers. Now if they're not paying attention, they will still probably come out in this 3-3 normal. You know, they may do something like, you know, they may do something like this or something. You know, you never know what they might do. Or they may just pinch their whole entire, you know, but regardless, what's most important here is that if they're not ready, you can actually go from here and go straight to goal line, you know, and you can actually be this toxic player. This is a really toxic friendly offense, which is why it's cool. And then, you know, you could actually run the ball, and a lot of times you're going to have some good holes if you pick the right goal line running play, just because 3-3-5 normal cannot keep up with goal line. Normally, I would say normally. Now, it depends on, you know, how you set it up, but sometimes it can fare well against it. But it all just depends. And even still, like 3-3-5 normal is not a good formation versus this particular formation, just because the blocking is going to be really easy for the CPU to line up. Now, I know I spent 9 minutes talking about everything, but I need you to understand how to use this offense, okay? So you don't have to stay in this offense, okay? This is not, to me, this is offense that you don't want to just stay in every play. You want to run a couple plays, run a couple setups I give you out of it, and then you want to audible to different offenses and then play around with your formations, your personnels. That's how you want to do it. Now, what I want to do is actually something a tad bit different. So I'm actually going to take my third string tight end and I'm going to put him actually in the backfield. I'm putting him in the backfield, and I'm going to put my second string tight end out here. Now, you don't have to do this, okay? If you're going to use this smartly, but I'm just doing this. Where is my starting tight end at? Oh, there he goes. Okay, so I'm putting my 2 tight ends out here. So I just want to talk about passing concept. That's all, and just showing you like the worst case scenario to pass the ball from, if that makes sense. Because realistically, what if I'm going to pass the ball? I would love to have my receivers out here, but if we want to try to keep the defense honest, meaning that they'll see this formation where we don't have any receivers, so they may try to sell out for the run, and this really helps to have hot route master. So I'm gonna give you 2 different setups that I love. Actually 3. One's gonna be versus 2 of them gonna be zone coverage setups, and then one of them's gonna be man. But actually both of them could technically be man, so technically it's 3 still. But anyways, for zone coverage, keep in mind when you motion down a receiver, he now becomes a tight end apprentice. A slot apprentice, right? So if you have a receiver here, you motion him down. Notice how now we get the crossing route, we get the post. So if you have a slot apprentice, I would put him here, okay? Now, if you have tight end apprentice, I would put him in the backfield on whichever side you want to. And what you would do is you'd either motion him here or you would motion this guy here. Because either way, you should still get tight end apprentice set up. So notice right here how we get the crosser route by the tight end. We get the trail route. So that lets you know that this is a tight end apprentice. You can use tight end apprentice, right? Now, I'm not going to keep that tight end apprentice route, but that would be pretty cool though, huh? But I'm not going to keep it. But I'm just trying to show you that no matter where you put your tight end, you're still going to be able to have tight end apprentice. That was the whole point of it. So let's kind of reset the play here. And keep in mind, same thing here. So if you had a slot apprentice receiver, you would just simply motion him down, and now we have access to slot apprentice routes, so we have access to the post, to the crosser, so just showing you guys that we have access to all that. So you get how you want to set up your personnel, if that makes sense. Or if you have running back apprentice, you would put him in either one of these spots. You wouldn't put him in this here. You would put him at one of these if you have running back apprentice, because then we can actually have access to the Texas route and the flat routes. We have access to that if you don't have hot route master, okay? Now, keep in mind, these setups are interchangeable, and I'll show you that here right now. So for the first setup, you want to take square, put him on a crosser. I love to take circle, put him on a streak. I like to take the tight end that's opposite the crosser. I like to put him on a Texas route, and triangle I normally like to put on a flat, if that makes sense. So we do double flats right here. Or you can take triangle, put them on a ghost route. Ghost route right here. Whichever one. Normally I like the flat. But this is a super basic setup, but it's a super popular and super effective one. So you're going to look between R1 and square literally every single time. You're going to look there every single time. And again, this style of offense is really good once you get, kind of closer to field goal range, is why I like using this. This is more of a clock management style offense. So, Real, what do you mean by clock management? Let's say we're driving down the field, it's fourth quarter or it's before halftime. We kind of don't want to score, but we do want to score. And we're kind of in this range right here. So there's certain plays that I would certainly run. And keep in mind, I would probably still run the ball, but, just kind of showing you just real quick that this is just more of a clock management style offense is how I like to use it, especially if you're audible in between stuff. And also if you can't get a flat route to go on this right side. So notice that I was trying to take Fournette and put him on a flat route. And notice how I was going to the left side. So we don't want a double flat. So if that happens, just put him on a swing, right? Just put him on a swing if you can't. And right here, like I said, clock management style. So you see R1 glowing, and then of course, you can hit square, and now we can slow down the pace of the game, if that makes sense. And our opponent is going to be thinking run, because we're in 3 tight end, 2 running back formation. If they in something kind of pass heavy-ish, we can just kill them with goal line. We could literally just, now this is 3-4 odds, so it's going to play pretty decently versus goal line. But you get the idea, Literally, you understand what I'm saying. We're able to control the clock, control the situation. We can audible the goal line if we want to. But anyways, keep in mind, we can also run it the same way this way. So we can take circle, put him on a crosser, square on a streak, triangle on our Texas route. And we can take X right here, put him on a flat. So we can run this exactly the opposite way. Triangle, we can look at him. And also circle, we can hit right there. So this offense can be extremely, extremely crazy with hot route master, extremely just annoying to deal with. Now, love that setup right there. It also does work versus cover 2 because that crosser is designed to get over the top of every single non-zone drop in the game. So we can take square, put them on a crosser, circle on a streak. You guys know the setup at this point. There's no sense in me going over it. And we're going to swing him this way. Don't worry, I got other setups I want to give y'all too. Look at R1, and then if you wait. Wow, I forgot it's Tom Brady. But you get the idea. If you wait, you'll be able to hit that route over the top. And this is good because I love this too, I should say. I want to make sure I mention it just to make sure I do. But if they zone drop, don't be afraid to throw this right here, because a lot of times if they zone drop, this guy's going to start playing up here, and you're going to have this route wide open, or you're going to have this route right here wide open if you want to just wait and then just dump that down right there. So just, you know, you can tell it's just a lot of great things that you can have for this play. Now, man coverage. Let's talk about man real quick. So if you get this style of man coverage, which most of the time you definitely will, where they're going to use their safety and play just this style of man to help try to play the run, you know, this is mainly what you're going to see. So we're going to spot him right there to kind of simulate the user in the middle. So this same route concept is still going to work good versus man, but you have an option. Excuse me, my nose stopped up. But you have an option. Either you could keep circle on the streak, or if you, I would put a receiver here. You never really want a DB guarding your tight end man unless it's like George Kittle, Travis Kelce type. But you can take R1, put him on a Jesus Christ Texas route, and I would take triangle and just block him. And I would actually just do a 3-man if they're sending pressure. If they're not sending pressure, you could put triangle your running back on a flat route, or you could just put them on a out route, swing route, whichever one you want. That's if you don't have the tight end or running back apprentice. But anyways, I would do it just like this versus man coverage. And now we're going to look between square, R1, and then look at circle. Even circle created separation on that route. Now, I didn't catch it, but what's most important to see is that, now I know I wasn't press man coverage. I know that, okay? But the fact is that it's a tight end. You know, that's all I was trying to get you to understand, that it's a tight end, and he's getting a little bit of separation. So imagine what's going to happen if we have a receiver there. So it's a simple read between, you really want this crosser route. This is your money route. Now, you want a wide receiver running this. Now, if they're going to be playing heavy man, it makes 0 sense to have 2 tight ends out there, okay? So use your brain. If they're playing heavy man coverage, please do not keep your tight ends out there unless you're planning on audibling down to goal line, or if you just want to throw them off. Now, if you want to kind of throw off your opponent, what you can do is if they're playing heavy man and they're not blitzing you heavy, but they're just being annoying with their man coverage, you can actually just take square right here. You could put them on a drag or a slant, and you could just motion him. And then you could take R1 and triangle and put them on double Texas routes. And from this point, you're really just going to read between your drag and your 2 angle routes. That's basically all you're going to read. You're going to see, can he run away? Okay, nope. Well, I'm going to try to take that right there, you know. So you can play those style of games too. I definitely love that. Or you can just take him and put him on a post. You know, you can see if he could try to beat his man on a post, because post routes do still beat man coverage on this game. Just, you know, be careful depending on what style of zone they're playing. So you can just do this kind of concept right here where we're going to do double post. Now, if it's this, I would actually just prefer you to put them on a flat or block them. And we're going to read between the angle route and the post, if that makes sense. So you're just kind of seeing, you know, maybe we can hit that area right there. So you get the idea, okay? Now, setup number 2. I know I'm 18 minutes in and we're talking about setup number 2. Well, this is really the last setup I want to give you, because I gave you the man coverage setups already that I like. So for this one, you want to motion your receiver, put him on a streak, and then you want to take your running back, the deep running back him, and you want to put him on a swing route or a flat route, whichever one they give you. So notice how if I try to do a flat, they're going to do it to the opposite side. No, excuse me, you'll take square, put him on a hitch. I'm sorry. And you want to take your running back and put him on a swing route right here, if they don't give you the option to put him on a flat route to that side. So I love this setup right here, because what's going to happen is we're going to have X. I didn't mean to throw it like that. Jesus Christ, I didn't mean to throw it like that. But what you want to do is you want to wait for the route, the wheel route to turn up the field. So motion them down, put them on a hitch. Take your running back, put them on a swing route, and then you want to wait for this wheel route by R1. You want to wait for him to clear out everything. Now, it works the best when you're able to put him on a flat, and I'll show you that here in a second. But you want to wait for him to clear out, and a lot of times you'll get like a 6-7 yard throw easy, very easily. Now, if they put a hard flat, it does do an okay job against it. But if they put a hard flat, you'd essentially just want to throw this ball route the break, and I'll show you that here in a second. And it's all because of how deep this route is ran, because it's going to push back every single outside zones. So like your cover 3s, your cover 4s, it's going to push those back. And a lot of times you'll actually have this throw right here too that's open. If you have a quarterback that can hit it quick, you'll have that throw. So basically we're putting a lot of stress on the user, because the user is either A, going to do exactly what you're seeing here if they're on this side, or B, they're going to have to make a choice between, do I want to drive and stay with this route, or do I want to cover the swing route? That's what's going to happen a lot of times, because a lot of times this almost looks like a streak. Look at it. Like if you look at it on the snap, this looks like it's kind of like a streak, right? And a lot of times the user will probably give up on this because they see the safety here, and they'll kind of come here and try to come back down here, and then you'll be able to throw this ball right out the break. I can't tell you how many completions you can get with that. So to kind of show that, look, we are cover 4 drop. We'll even press 2, which is literally worst case scenario. If you're talking about this play in particular, it's legit worst case scenario. So we're going to take X right here, put him on a swing still. And we're going to kind of snap the ball right here. And like I said, it's worst case scenario because you just would not want to throw this versus that kind of press. But you could tell, even then, we can still technically fit that ball in there. But again, that's worst case scenario throwing that. But I'll show you versus cover 2. Because you're probably kind of curious about how that would look versus cover 2. Keep in mind, you can run this the other way. It's interchangeable. So you could definitely, like, you know, flip the play and run it that way too if you want to. And also we have the option of playmaker square if we want to. But look at X. Notice how, oh, actually I forgot to tell you, versus cover 2, if they aren't zone dropping, you actually don't want to take the flat route. I forgot to tell you that. That's why I wanted to show you cover 2. Because what's going to happen here is that if you wait too long, he's actually going to come up. So the best thing to do is actually wait for this. If they're not zone dropping, if they are zone dropping, he's never going to do this. Okay, if they are zone dropping, that's never going to happen. This is only because they didn't zone drop. Okay, so if they don't zone drop, you want to wait and hit 41 right in the seam area because he's going to do this every single time. And if they are zone dropping, then you're going to take this swing route every single time, because if they are zone dropping, he's never going to do this, and he's going to stay up top. He's going to stay right here, and he's going to wait for 41. So we'll have this easy throw, if that makes sense, right? So I'll show you again in case you're curious. Now, I'm going to spy this guy because all Madden practice mode sheds are always just absolutely crazy. And I want to talk to you about this left side because I haven't mentioned nothing on it yet. But I'm going to talk about that left side, and that's going to be the video because this video is already way too long. But again, you can put him on a swing to that right side, and this is good for if you want to drift out the pocket. Now watch R1. Oop, I threw that a little too. I was trying to anticipate it, but you get the idea. You want to make the read. You want to wait for him to come down. I threw it a tad bit too early because I was looking at Kenny Clark over there, but that's how I love to do it versus cover 2. So you're gonna make a simple read, and you're gonna read that cornerback basically, because we have a flat route here, and then we're gonna have this route right here because he's gonna settle up, which is why this route's good. He's gonna settle up, and he's going to keep running, which means that if I would have waited, because notice he tried to go back down, but they kind of did this little glitch thingy. That's why that happened. So I'll show you one more time versus cover 2, because that normally does not happen that much. And then I'll talk about that other side here real quick, and then that's going to be the video. So again, take X, put him on a swing. Hopefully they do a better job of blocking, because I can kind of explain it. Look at him going crazy. But again, I'm just going to keep throwing a pick to it. They just are refusing. But when you play this in game, they'll actually come down on it. Or if they don't, just literally take the flats every time. I was just trying to sit here and anticipate. You just want to make a read. Don't do what I'm doing. Just don't anticipate. Just make the read. Obviously, if I was in a real game, you could just take this right here, and you'll just pick up some, 4 or 5 yards. It's still, I love this play versus everything other than cover 2. But you can still run it just in game. Just have to be a tad bit more patient than what I'm being, because he will keep running and he will come down on this. Because if not, you can just take this right here every single time. Don't be scared of that. But I was just trying to, because normally, like I said, it's some things that happen in practice mode that don't happen in game, and that's one of those things where they just do different things like bump them and stuff. But anyways, last thing I want to talk about is why I keep taking this guy and putting him on a hitch. So I do it because if the user ends up guarding anything on this right side, anything at all, I like to actually playmaker this hitch, and I'll show you that here. Hopefully I have enough time. But what I'll do is I'll grab this hitch and I'll bring him that way. And the reason why I do that is because if they are not zone dropping, or if they are zone dropping too far, we'll be able to have that flat route open every single time. And the reason why is because it's a small little glitch that's been in the game for a while now. And what that what that glitch is that anytime there's a wheel route and there's nothing threatening the flats, nothing at all, the cloud, so if it's cloud or purple, they're taught to actually man match this. That's what they're taught in zone coverage, to man match. That's the way they're programmed. I don't know why they're programmed that way. So what happens is that the flats are no longer going to be there, and this linebacker here that's in the hook zone, he's not at all taught to follow that. So that's why he kind of lets him go. And then what happens is we have an easy playmaker that we can actually take advantage of. So that's why I like to keep him right here. Now cover 2 is a little bit different. I believe cover 2 will actually stay over there versus this concept. But actually, I believe we can actually take square, put him on a curl route. I'm pretty sure. And we can actually do it this way. And I'm pretty sure if you do it this way, this curl route should be open every time. Now, I'm going to spy these two because I want to see something real quick for those of you guys that are still here. I'm pretty sure that that's the way it is. No, okay. I think it's too deep. No, not too deep. I think I need the motion over that curl route. Let me see something here. I want to see some versus cover 2, and then that's going to be the video. But I can't remember which one it was. That's all I want to see. I think this motion, I think it's too far over because it has to be a certain amount of distance or you won't be able to pull that cloud inside. I think this is too far of a motion over. We'll see here though. Yeah, okay, so it's too far. I thought so. So anyways, I'm gonna show you cover 2 and then that's gonna be the video. So again, cover 2, there's better ways to split cover 2 for a one play touchdown, by the way, but I would mention that in the ebook, of course. But I'm just kind of showing you Deacon and Duncan, you know, just showing you what you would realistically see if you use this play in game. So this will be the last thing though. Like I said, I just wanted to show you something real quick. So let's say you wanted to playmaker him and then notice how he actually comes off of that. So that's what I was telling you. If it's cover 2, they actually won't do it. They only do it if it's the purple or the cloud comes from the outside, like linebacker, not the cornerback. So not the cornerback. So just keep that in mind when you run this play. And also the same thing applies here, is that the minute he leaves, you have the ability to pass lead this to the sideline. So maybe I'll show you that real quick before this video ends. And I'm sorry this video is extra long, but I just got a problem of just over explaining things and just trying to make sure you truly understand what you're doing when you use a play. So again, let's say you have time in the pocket, and then what you can do is you can actually come out here, you can wait, and then you can pass lead it to the sideline, and you'll get a lot of easy cover 2 beaters that way. So if you don't feel comfortable trying to do the right side, don't be afraid to come back to that left side. That's just basically it, because to guard this, they have to manually pull those safeties out, and the reason why is because this post route is going to hold this deep safety. That's why the safety can't get over there, because this post route is coming way too close to his zone. So if he pushed out there, what would happen is we'd have a cover 2, you know, we could split cover 2, and the CPU's not programmed to give that up. So he has to stick to that side a little harder, and that's what creates this outside pass lead that we have, if that makes sense. So that's all I was trying to get at, but that's gonna wrap it up for this video. I do hope you guys have a blessed day. I'm Ray Jarrell, and I'm out.